Oh, hi Matt, how's it going? It's Juan.
Hi, I'm doing well, Juan. How about yourself?
Good, good. Now that
Good.
the hurricane passed, we're all good now.
Okay, well, I'm very glad to hear that, definitely.
Yeah, it was a close one. I thought it was coming straight for us, but good thing it kept on going west. Or it would have been really bad.
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. First of all, I wanted to also thank you for just taking some time out of your day to speak with me. I really appreciate that. I won't take up too much of your time today. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes for me to get through everything. And I'm just going to ask a few questions to kind of get to know your background a little bit more about what kind of career path you're interested in pursuing. If you have any questions for me at all about the role or the company or the interview process, feel free to ask me at any point. I will also make sure that we have some time set aside after all of my questions in case you have any lingering questions or anything that comes up during the interview, okay?
Alright, cool.
Awesome. Alright, so I was looking at your resume and noticed that you have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering or are pursuing one. What made you interested in pursuing chemical engineering for your major?
Oh, that's a funny story. So I took it in high school, and well, in high school I just didn't really care about school, but I thought it was really hard in high school. I took AP Chem, and I wanted to in college. I started caring a lot more, and that's when I started buckling down. And I took Chem 2, and I thought it was really hard. I thought I was gonna fail the class, until I got 100 in the final. And then I got an A in the class, so I was just like, oh man. So I just picked it because I thought it was hard. It sounded hard. It's really hard. Don't get me wrong.
Wait, and so why did you want to choose something that was really hard?
To this day, I don't know why. I like challenges. That's what gets me up. I don't know. It's a challenge. Anything like that, anything that, especially when I no idea, I can't relate it to anything, a problem that you never ever seen before. Those are the best problems.
Perfect. And so, how did you hear about the position at OSI for IT support engineering?
I actually applied for it, I would say numerous times. I talked to Barry. I don't remember his last name, but he comes to the career fair at the University of Florida, and I passed. I talked to him last time. I talked to him. I passed both interviews, but then just somehow I just never hear back from you guys after the second one. I think it was the second one because I did it. I know I did pass the first one time, and then when next time I saw Barry, I told him hey, I passed, but you guys never called me, and he's just like, oh really? That's really weird. I'll just interview again, I guess. And then I interviewed with him again, and then I ended up talking to somebody in Tennessee. And it was also the second interview that time, and then after that I never heard back. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that. You'll definitely hear back from me. If you don't hear back from me, please email me, and I will definitely get back to you through the interview process.
Alright, cool, thanks.
I'll be your point of contact throughout the entire thing until you either hear an offer from us or an explanation from us, okay?
Sweet.
Okay. Perfect. And then this position for the IT support engineering role would be in San Leandro, California. Are you okay with working in San Leandro, California?
How big are the waves there?
Surfing is usually alright. We do have some surf classes here in the Bay Area, but most of the people that like surfing will go down further south in California. But that's a really easy trip. It's usually an hour plane ride from San Francisco to LA, so that's what a lot of people surfers will do. Or they'll go down to San Diego.
Oh, you don't surf?
No, I don't surf personally.
How come you never tried it? You live in Cali, right?
Yeah.
You never.
I wanted to, I just haven't found the time.
Oh man, it's the most. I literally changed my life. Literally changed my life.
Oh yeah? How long have you been surfing for?
Oh, I only surfed 3 times, but the last time I surfed was during the hurricane that went in through the Gulf that hit Tallahassee. I think it was called, what was it called? Hermione, I think it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was like the craziest, the biggest adrenaline rush in the world, and it was amazing.
That's pretty crazy. Okay. So, sorry, just to answer the question, would you be willing to work in San Leandro?
Hell yeah, I want to go to Cali. That'll be amazing. I mean, I told Barry. That's funny because I told him like a million times, like, oh, I really want to go. But then he told me you guys have an office in Tennessee, and I was like, all right, no, I'm not going to Tennessee. And then I never did that. I got teased. Yeah.
And then are you eligible for work on a permanent non-visa basis in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, with your multiple kind of conversations that you've had with Barry and our different representatives, or maybe on kind of your own time, if you researched this at all, what has kind of stood out to you either about OSI Soft or the IT support engineer role that made you want to apply or continue to apply?
Well, it sounds like there's like a lot of programming, and I really like programming. I took another class, and I'm taking it right now. Actually, I'm taking Java, just to see like, cause I know like programming is the future, so I definitely like the programming part. OCSoft is like a growing company. Barry said that you guys have increased your size like a lot these past few years, so that's something that's very attractive. I want to go to Cali, so that's a big plus. And I think there's a lot of like room for me to grow in the company if I get in, so that's why I'm pursuing OCSoft.
And what makes you interested in kind of programming? What do you enjoy about that subject?
Oh my god. Okay, so yesterday I did the simplest program. It was crazy. It was how to play blackjack. And it was like not even like, you couldn't even add players or anything. It was just how to play blackjack. And it was like a project, but it's not due for like a month or something like that. I didn't have anything else to do, so I tried it all day yesterday. And I got it at the end of the day. That was the simplest program. And it took me all day to figure it out. Oh man. So it sounds like it's really fun to like how you can translate like a human idea into like machine idea. So that's just it took me. I was kind of mad, but then like happy at the end of the day. I'm like I stayed up like until like 11 just trying to get it because I'm like, oh man, I just want to get this. I'm so close to it. You know what I mean? Like you just have that itch. You just have to finish it. It's so close. So programming is, I guess it's fun and it's challenging. It's definitely a future, and you can apply it to like there's programming in like everything these days. Like cars, you have that. Your door, computer. So.
Okay. And then when you're looking at a company that you want to work for, what sorts of qualities do you look for in that company?
Ooh, that's nobody ever asked me that question. So I definitely look at their background to see when's the last time that they had like a bad year or they let a lot of people go. The benefits that the company has, locations, how much they've grown, and like people's reviews on Glassdoor. To see if in the Fortune, I think you guys are in the Fortune 500 companies, right? I'm pretty sure.
We're a private company.
Oh, it's only, I didn't know that.
Yep, we're still family owned. We're getting really big, but we're still family owned, and we will continue to be family owned for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's what I look for.
Okay. And then when I was looking at your resume, I also noticed that you've had a lot of different kind of leadership positions and different employment experiences that you have listed there. Can you tell me a little bit about your favorite experience and why it was your favorite?
Alright. Ooh. Hold on, let me think back to that again. Yeah, my favorite for sure is, so I started this non-profit called Empower Prosthetics, and our mission is to build prosthetic arms for low family incomes. And the way that, okay, so I told you the surfing story. I wanted to try something crazy, so I tried surfing, right? Let me just tell you how I got to like the company, because it's crazy. So yeah, it was over somewhere. I wanted to try something like really fun. Like, oh man, like college has been like, it was kind of, I don't know, college has been really boring. I've been like working really hard, so I haven't been fun at all. But I've been working really hard. up to like it was I got up to he said it seriously, and I don't want to die out there. So I trained like over summer, and I got to like swimming nonstop for an hour, and then that hurricane came. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I went out there, and it was like I thought I was gonna die. There was like I was like either gonna get like thrown into the rocks or like taken out to the ocean. And that's like in the middle of a storm that was gonna come for like hours, maybe days. So yeah, I got a huge thrill, and then I came back, and I was just like, oh my god, that was the most amazing thrill. I want to do it again. So then I'm like, all right, what else can I do this time? And then I ran into like this company called Limitless Solution out of UCF that branches to UF. And then they're doing prosthetic arms. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know anything about this, but it sounds cool. Let's do it. So then I joined them, and I help them with developing an arm where you can swim. Like it has like no electronics. It kind of looks like a fin for kids to swim. And I didn't really like the leadership that they had there. So then I made a sketch of like a prosthetic arm, and I had an idea of it. So then I showed them, and then they really liked it. And I asked them if I could make my own team to like build this prosthetic arm. They're like, all right, yeah. So then it takes me forever. Like I tried nonstop with like getting people, and then finally I get a lot of people. And then I was supposed to meet with them on Wednesday, and on Monday I met with the people from Limitless, and I told them like, hey, look, it's been going really well. Finally, I'm gonna meet with all these people on Wednesday. Can you guys help me like get ready for the meeting? And they're like, oh, you know what? We weren't really supposed to be like building our own arm. Like Limitless told us like we only have to work. We can only work on like the stuff that they send us. And I was like, but I asked you if I could build this arm, like make people, like get people to help me build this arm. They're like, yeah, well, we were gonna make our own club like later on. And I was just like, oh my god. So wait, what do I tell these people? And then they tell me that, oh, just ignore the emails. So I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna ignore the emails. So then I literally have 3 days to figure out how I'm gonna like talk to all these people and tell them what just happened, because I wasn't like gonna be part of like Limitless anymore. So then like I went through like a bunch of interviews, and then I trained the people how to be leaders, and it's been like the craziest ride ever. And right now we're in the final stages of finishing the arm. So it's been like that's the crazy part, like going into it, but throughout like the whole story of the company was just like 7 months, maybe like all these like crazy stuff, and you have to deal with like all these people, and it's just like so much harder than like schoolwork, I guess. Because before I went into the test, I'm like, oh man, this is so hard, and all this stuff. But now it's just like dealing with people, but it could be the simplest situation, but the person freaks out, it turns into a disaster. So just like dealing with people and like helping them like solve their problems, like your job there, that is so fun.
Perfect. And then, can you tell me about a project that you had to work on in one of your engineering classes, and just tell me a little bit about what that project was, some of kind of like the technical steps that you had to go through in order to complete this project, and what one of the major challenges were?
As a like in the curriculum or outside the curriculum?
Either one is fine. If you have a better example outside of your curriculum, you can use that, or within your curriculum is fine too.
Okay, so just to be sure, the question's like talk about a project that requires like engineering in your engineering field.
Yes.
Okay. So definitely like the arm has been like the craziest thing ever, and it requires mechanical, electrical materials, all these like different groups of people getting together and looking at problems, and that's been like really fun leading how each problem is tackled, and whenever you run into a problem and how you solve it, and whenever you run into a problem that you can't solve, how do you get around it? So it's been really fun. I mean, I can talk to you about anything. What do you want to know specifically about the project? I can talk your ear off for hours. It's just crazy.
What was maybe like the first major technical problem that you ran into in the development of this arm, and how did you kind of deal with the issue?
problem that we had was that we don't want this kid doing activity A, but then the arm goes off. Like you can't have him like talking to a friend and then his arm starts like going up and down and like grabbing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so we had to teach this arm how to control itself. So it was really funny because we had no idea. Like, how are we gonna tell? Like, it sounds like AI or something out of a movie. So I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Let's just like, what can we get out of this? Like, the kid operating the arm. So they showed me that you can plug in. We plug in this electromagnetic sensors or EMGs. They're not like EMGs, and you stick them in the kid's arm. And whenever the kid does like flex, it sends you a signal. Whenever the kid like gets up and like start dancing around, like it sends you another signal. So depending on the activity that the kid was doing, it would send you a different signal. And so we figured that we're still doing it right now, like teaching the arm how to differentiate from where the kid is like flexing or moving up and down the arm or both at the same time. So we looked at we pulled up a graph we made the kid do like certain exercises. It wasn't a kid, it was like one of our people because it's like a lot convenient. So he did like all these like exercises, and then we would record them like physically with a camera, and then record them like his data. And then afterwards we did it with like a bunch of people, and we saw like there was like a pattern that whenever you flex or versus whenever you get up and flex, the way that the curvature, like it spikes faster when you just flex, and it's like more narrower. So what we had to do was compare the area under the curves, and then compare the slope at the beginning and at the end. So that's how we solved that problem. So that's really funny because I've never done that before. And what we just did there was called signal processing analysis. So it was a good one. You want to hear another one? Okay, so are you in front of a computer right now? Yeah. Alright, this is going to be a hard one to explain. Can you type in Whipple tree? Yeah. Do you see like it's like an example of the Whipple tree is like those things that horses have, so they can carry a passenger or whatever. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So what we have in the arm is one motor that's attached to right now it's three Whipple trees. So one big Whipple tree that's connected to two other ones that are connected to four fingers. So we not even to go into too much detail into this one because it's really hard to understand. So the Whipple trees there's like a pinching mechanism in like one of the strings, and if the kid likes like a certain setting, you can pinch one of the strings so that like the finger is stuck. So we have to still come up with a solution. We have to make sure that whenever the pinch is like, or the button pinches the string, it needs to tell information to the motor so the motor doesn't go back to its original position like Papa's string. It's so like this one's really hard. Like this has been like 2-week one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It sounds really weird, but it's a huge problem.
Definitely. Okay. Excellent. Well, I think those are all the questions that I have for you. Did you have any questions for me about the company or the IT support engineer role or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, Barry mentioned that there was a program, like a rotational program, where you tried out like a bunch of different positions within the company, and I was just wondering if you had any information about it.
So he might have been talking about like an internship kind of opportunity in terms of full-time positions, which this IT support engineer role would be a full-time position. We don't have any kind of rotational position like that, unfortunately.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure exactly what Barry was mentioning.
Yeah, I gotta ask him about that. I'll ask him again in career fair, I guess. Okay, yeah, that was my only question. Cool.
I also was looking at your applications, and I noticed that you
you know, it's hard because one of them is like, I guess the IT support, you deal with the customer a lot, right? And then the other end is like more heavy programming, I guess.
So, okay, yeah, so the differences, I'll kind of map this out. So, differences, the IT support engineer role, you'll be facing a lot of internal customers. Part of your day will be spent at an IT help desk, so you'll be helping kind of with the internal queries that employees will send in if they need help with kind of their desktop support or with anything that has to do with our internal Pi system. The other half of your day will be spent more on like independent projects related to IT and Pi. So really that's a great opportunity if you have a particular direction that you kind of want your career to go. You can kind of gear these more independent projects towards those kinds of skills that you want to build up. They'll still be related to IT and they'll still be related to kind of using our internal Pi system and navigating our internal Pi system. But you can kind of, I guess, leverage those projects to build up skills that you're interested in building. With the customer support engineer role, that's more of an outward customer-facing role. So in that role, you'd be helping customers with troubleshooting through any kinds of issues that they might be facing with the Pi system in a variety of different ways. So you can be working with them, you know, through either the phone lines or something like that. If they're calling in, you could be working with them face-to-face if you have to go, you know, to their site and maybe install a new Pi system or an upgrade or something like that. You might also be kind of leading training seminars and how to use the Pi system if customers want to come on site and kind of be taught that. So the customer support engineer role is mostly external customer facing, whereas the IT support role will be more internal customer facing, i.e. employees and those kinds of things. But they're both very heavily involved with complex troubleshooting, and really kind of the heart of those roles is working through different problems that will come up related to our tech and our software and kind of getting to the heart of those issues and fixing them.
I like the first one, not the customer one. I like the first one better.
The first one with the independent projects.
Yeah. That's exactly why. That's funny.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I saw that you had applied to both, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Cool. So, any more questions I can answer for you?
When would I hear back from you guys?
Okay, perfect. That's what I was about to get on to. Okay, so just to kind of lay out the interview process for you, the next steps that I have on my end, I'm going to send the notes that I have from our conversation today as well as your resume to the hiring manager within the IT department. They will take a look at everything I send them, and if they find you to be a good match for what they're looking for, they'll move you to the next step of the process, which is a technical phone interview with one of our IT engineers. They usually will get back to you within 1 to 3 weeks from today. Sooner is, of course, always better, but sometimes things come up, so my cutoff date is 3 weeks. If you haven't heard from us, like 2 to 3 weeks from today, just shoot me an email, and I'll follow up with the IT department just to make sure that they get back to you, since it sounds like you've had some issues in the past with that. And I'll also make a note when I send over the notes and everything to get back to you as soon as they can, so you're not hanging for too long. And then just for your own information, after the technical phone interview stage, what usually happens is they'll make a decision based on that interview, and if they move forward with your application, the next step would be an on-site interview. So they will fly you out to our San Leandro office, and you'll be able to meet myself and the IT team face-to-face, and kind of speak more in depth about the position. And then after that on-site interview, that's when we'll make our final decision as to whether or not we will extend an offer. And pretty much every time you talk to one of our representatives, so today, after your technical phone interview, and then after your on-site interview, it generally takes about 1 to 3 weeks for us to get back to you.
Alright, sounds awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. If you have any other questions that pop up in the meantime while you're waiting to hear back, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to help with whatever I can. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Stay safe.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.